and Child Rights International is advocating for continuous assessment to be used as an alternative to grade students in the absence of written examinations in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. All schools are currently closed due to the outbreak of COVID-19. Excerpts of a statement signed by the Director of Child Rights International, Brighter Pierre, reads, "The process of grading students this term can be scrapped completely to pave way for the adoption of a new system of rewarding marks to students. We're faced with the quagmire. Our primary goal is to do our best to ensure children's rights are minimally affected, especially their right to education. Whatever decision that is taken concerning this particular area, the country must ensure it is in line with constitutional directives that dictate that in everything we do, we must put the best interest of the child first." Now, joining me via Skype is Director of Child Rights International, Brighter Pierre, for more on this. Good evening to you, and thanks for your time on Joy News Prime.
Yeah, good evening.
Now, there's no doubt we have a predicament at hand, but I'm curious to know how workable this is.
The continuous assessment also forms part of the outcome of the result that each particular child will get. So if situations like this will not allow us to make children to write exams, then it means that we have to fall on the continuous assessment to be able to do that. And if in certain instances, for instance, if a child is not able to write BEC as a result of illness, and it's been proven that it is because of that the child is unable to do it, then the system requires that you can still use a continuous assessment to award certificate to the child. So looking at the situation that we're in, and then also the difficulties that comes with it, we think that if our educational system will fall on the continuous assessment in a very innovative way in awarding to children, especially those who are writing the BEC and then PASI, it will be something that will be good.
Well, joining me on the other line is Kofi Asari, who is Executive Director of Africa Education Watch. Good to have you. Now, what do you make of the suggestion that continuous assessment must be used as an alternative to grade students in the absence of written examinations as we try to contain this global pandemic?
The use of continuous assessment in grading students have come up. But you see, this is the issue. WIAC is a regional body comprising 5 countries: Ghana, Liberia, Guinea, Gambia, and then I think Sierra Leone, and then Nigeria. Sorry, yeah. And the examination it conducts is for the purpose of certification, international certification. And WIAC issues certificates on the basis that the certificate represents a particular international standard of attainment equivalent to those issued by examining authorities in the UK. Now, if you look at our continuous assessment system, it is highly undeveloped. There is no assurance for data credibility. A child goes to junior high school or senior high school 1, and the only time that school submits their continuous assessment to WIAC is at Form 3, when they are coming to write exam. And so there's no assurance of data quality, data credibility, and for that matter, the question of whether continuous assessment constitutes or represents the actual standard of attainment of the student is in question. And that is why it will be difficult for us to use continuous assessment to grade students. This notwithstanding, let's not forget that WASI is not just for grading students or awarding certificates, but it's also used as a basis for determining who enters tertiary and who doesn't enter tertiary. And so the extent to which our tertiary admission systems will find as credible the existing continuous assessment system also comes into play in this equation.
Let me bring in Mr. Bright-Appiah quickly. How urgent is this alternative arrangement as to vis-a-vis waiting for the pandemic to be over for the students to write the exams?
Francis, one, the school calendar will not be a normal calendar. And then also the way and manner that these children will be prepared for the exams is also another issue altogether. And the assessment that we are all making is not as if we are in a normal times. Therefore, we are calling for a change of that. We are in an abnormal situation where certain strict measures must also be considered. Not as if we are just saying that in the absence of writing exam, it just allows students to use their continuous assessment. This thing has presented a case for us to be very innovative in terms of how we deal with this student getting their certification so that they can go to the and all that. Countries like France have done it, US have done it, and the UK have done it. So clearly, we cannot say that we live in isolation. There are certain examples that have been established with the same explanation that he has given. Irrespective of those explanations, they've gone ahead to take certain decisions that would address the needs of children. And that is what exactly we are talking about. That, look, looking at where we are, students from the BEC who write the BEC, 40% of the results that would let them get the certificate comes out of the continuous assessment. The issue of whether data credibility or not, it will still be established in the normal times. Why do we still award the 40% to them if we cannot say that there's a data credibility? So that issue for me should not be something that we should even raise at all. But the issue is that,
okay.
Yes.
Clarify this quickly for me. Wouldn't this affect the reasoning or otherwise the performance of our students?
Oh, I don't think so. Because look, our school system, we have Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. And the way we have structured it, every academic year, students write exams to certify that whatever they've been taught in Form 1, they should prove that they understand it. And then when they move to Form 2, they do same, and then Form 3, they do same. So all these things, it should also put them in a certain perspective. So the final exam that they write is a collective of the things that they've learned from Form 1, Form 2, and Form 3, for which they have already been examined on it already. So if indeed there's a way that we have to go about it, we feel that this is the alternative that we need to use in terms of we show some kind of leadership and making sure that our children find themselves in a comfortable position.
I can see that Kofi Asare wants to interject, but that's what all time will allow us. I'm grateful for your time on Joy News Prime. Bright-Appiah is Director of Child's Rights International, and Kofi Asare is Executive Director of Africa Education Watch. I'm grateful for your time.